I'm Jennifer Meadows, and I am in speech class. I'm going to do a persuasive speech on keeping yourself out of debt, why you should. I'm going to introduce the audience. This is my friend Ashley.
Hi.
Who's also in the class. You'll see her later. And I'm Jennifer. This is Lawrence. This is my friend Anthony.
What's going?
There's my son Dominic. There's my friend Daryl. And holding the camera is Elisa.
Hello.
Hi again. So I wanted to start out with a quote, "A man in debt is so far a slave," which is totally true, because whoever controls your debt, whoever controls your money, controls you. A lot of people today are in debt for various reasons. A lot of reasons are reasons that you shouldn't be in debt for, such as restaurants and food, clothes and furniture. Some people buy and feel the need to get designer handbags. Credit cards. Credit cards are really easy to obtain nowadays. Credit cards are really easy to attain nowadays. It's just a matter of filling out an application, and if you make some money, then they're willing to give you a debt. They're willing to give you a credit card. So what they don't look at is the high interest rates, and they start saying, "Oh, I have $2,000 extra. I'm just going to go on this big shopping spree." So that's definitely not a reason to go into debt. 3 things that it's okay for you to go into debt is your education. You can spend whatever it is you need to get in your education, because in the end you'll be making money. I think generally you should make 1 year's worth of salary should be equivalent to your entire college education. I think that's, and also starting a business, because in the end you'll be making money. And a 3rd thing is your house, because obviously you need a roof over your head, and it's a good investment. You could go into debt with a car, but really the interest you'll be paying, it would just in the end be too much, and the car depreciates as soon as you drive it off the lot. So really you should probably save money to buy a car and drive it for as long as you can. So I want to talk about some ways of saving money. Me personally, I use the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. I'll have Ashley bring the camera closer over here. And this is just kind of an example. Since I have a kid, I would put in wipes, formula, his doctor bills, food, miscellaneous utilities and such. And if you don't know how to use Microsoft Excel, I highly recommend you take a computer course on doing so, because really, I think it's a very useful application for the computer. You can type in your rate of pay, what your expenses are, and see if you would be in the down or on the plus side. And then that would also allow you to start a savings program, which is very effective. You should, keep a savings of at least 6 months of living in your savings account, because, in case you lose your job or your job makes you mad, you could be like, alright, well, I'm leaving, I can live on for 6 months and find another job. Another one that was brought to my attention that a lot of young people today do not use is an envelope system, which basically you get envelopes and you write rent, electricity and such, and when you get paid, I think the older generation does this, when you get paid you put whatever money you need, and whatever you have left over you can spend on whatever you want to, which is a good idea. Balancing your checkbook, that's a good idea. I personally don't do it, but I think most people do, and so you can keep track of your money. But I do online banking, so I can do it all online. So when you have your credit card, you want to make sure you keep paying on it. Whatever you go into debt for, you want to make sure you pay on it. Your credit rating is really important, especially when it comes to buying a house or doing whatever it is you do to apply for a loan. So you should just keep your score up. I think the highest you can get is like 800. So people with really good credit ratings usually are somewhere around the 700s, high 700s, low 700s is still good. So some other tips is you should avoid spending more than you make. A lot of people go off and buy this extravagant car that they really don't need, but just for status, they'll put themselves into deep, deep debt and pay $500 a month for a car when they're struggling on their rent. And you should think of an efficient car when you're thinking about buying a car. You know, think about things like that, like how much gas a car gets. You know, what the rate, the warranties on cars, the history of cars. Edmunds.com, that's a good website to go on to when you're looking to buy a car. Houses, you should search, you know, the websites for that. Zillow.com is a good website for that, and Realtor.com, and then PropertyAppraiser.com. There are a lot of different resources before you're making a big purchase like that. And then make sure you get home inspections, because you'll put yourself into deeper debt having to fix things that you shouldn't have to fix on buying a house. Ways to get out of debt. You pay off your high interest cards first. So that way you're not losing money in the long run. You know, you can make minimum payments on your low interest rate cards and then making bigger payments on your higher interest rate cards. And you can do that. There's also a debt consolidation, which kind of ruins your credit a little bit, but I have some friends that are in really, you know, that have gotten into pretty deep debt, so they've done that, and it's a company that consolidates all your debt, and then you pay them a monthly fee. But in the end, you actually pay a little bit more because you're paying them money too, also. So you're paying a little bit extra. Another way is maybe to get a loan from the bank, see if you can get something that has a low interest rate, like a personal loan or whatever it may be. I just have a lot of experience with debt because, you know, I've gotten myself into pretty deep holes. Luckily, when I was younger, my dad helped me out. And then as I got older, I learned my lesson a little bit, but I still, you know, tested the water some, applied for more credit cards, got myself into deeper debt, and I just actually recently paid off my last credit card. So I'm pretty proud of myself there. So now I'm just working on building up my credit again. The only debt that I have right now is my car, which I said earlier you shouldn't go into debt for your car, but since I have a son now, I needed to get a safer car, and so, you know. So anyways, so yeah, a man in debt is so far a slave. I think that's a really good quote to live by. And I want to look to my audience to give me some feedback on my speech, or if you guys have any questions.
I have a question.
What's up?
How does the envelope game, or the envelope system, it work exactly?
Well, you just, instead of using a bank, I guess, because it's easy just to swipe your debit card, you would take out the cash and you would put the cash in the envelopes and title the envelopes on what they are, and then at the end of the month you have all your money divvied up and you know what you have left over.
But if you didn't want to put cash in them, could you put Monopoly money so that you can use your debit card And at the end of every day, pull out the Monopoly money so you're not leaving cash around your house?
Yeah, that's a good idea too, but I think that's just a little more work than, you know, you're putting yourself through. So, anyways, anybody else?
I have a question. What methods did you use to get out of debt?
I actually, at the end of every year when I get my tax refund, I put a big portion of that usually to pay off something. And I also pay off my high interest cards first. And you just got to have that determination that you don't want to buy anything else. And you just want to pay off that debt, because debt can be a burden on somebody. I mean, it really weighs people down, and you know, it can cause depression, and it can cause, you know, anxiety. So anyways, I guess that's about it. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for sitting here with me, and don't go into debt.
Good job.